Hey Aries, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for November 21st through the 27th. This is for Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up here for the collective. We've got a new moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd. We'll see how these new moon vibes are affecting you all. You might stumble upon this video at a much later time. It's all good. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it. Keep in mind it's a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate. And that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what we have coming up here for the Aries collective. First card is you. Welcome to your reading, Aries. We have the Emperor. So when I'm reading for somebody and your major arcana card comes up, it's telling me that everything you're going through right now is directly connected to you stepping into your power, like taking back your power, being in your full authenticity, shaking off any conditioning or programming that happens through life, right? And just going back to your authentic self, like who you are on a soul level, being in your full confidence, loving and owning every single aspect of yourself and your story and your journey. There's nothing about you or your past or your family that you find cringy or embarrassing. You own it all, you love it all because you know that it's made you who you are, and you just love yourself entirely. You're coming into like this confidence. You're coming into living your best life unapologetically, unconcerned with the thoughts and opinions of others. You're doing you, and you're doing it with confidence and joy and happiness, and you're not bothered or weighed down by what anybody is saying you should or shouldn't be doing, and just being who you truly are, being your authentic self. There is a Scorpio element to this card. So if you have Scorpio placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or areas of your life, or you may be dealing with a Scorpio. But having it come up here in this aspect, in this way, at this foundation, I would say if that is the case, there could be some issues here with power struggles, and there could be something that's coming up in terms of issues with authority, and maybe even clearing out some issues with father kind of energy. Maybe you're clearing out some unfinished stuff with your father through a dynamic with a Scorpio, or maybe Scorpio is clearing out some unfinished business with their father through their dynamic with you. There could be some kind of power struggle situation. I don't typically get that kind of message with this card, but I am feeling it in this way here. Some of you Aries might be experiencing this, but again, even if you are, this is all connected to you being in your authenticity, right? So you may be of the mindset of I'm not yielding, or I'm not yielding on certain things, right? Like here's the hard line. Here's where I'm not gonna bend. So there could be something here of like just taking back your power with this Emperor card. This is divine masculine energy. You may be stepping into your own divine masculine energy. You may be calling in divine masculine energy, or manifesting the divine masculine in this new moon energy. The next card that's coming up here for the Aries collective, oh, it's just fire on fire on fire, is the King of Wands. So again, it's you, my dears. Again, it's you. And it's masculine. Look at all of this masculine energy. The Emperor is masculine. The King of Wands is masculine. I would just say that you're really, really, really taking well to the new moon in Sagittarius. Your Sagittarius season, you may be really liking the energy. You're like it's in the fire element. I didn't get this for the other signs, but you might be feeling really kind of inspired. You might be feeling energized, energetic, like you're ready to tackle things. You're ready to make things happen. I heard the word spry, and I never use the word spry. So I don't know if somebody out there is saying, I'm feeling spry. But there's this sense or this feeling of like, just like a youthfulness and an energetic go-getter. Like, I don't know if I want to say hyper, um, but just like ready to go, ready to hit the ground running, ready to make things happen. I just heard don't threaten me with a good time. So maybe there is a power struggle for some of you, and you're like, don't threaten me with a good time. Like, I'm going to be good. I'm not worried about it, right? Like, don't give me ultimatums, no sweat off my back. And so I don't know, I just feel like this confident, empowered energy. King of Wands can also be a little bit of like a physical card. Sometimes it comes up for me in my readings to indicate like a lover energy where there's a lot of passion. Maybe some of you are stepping into that energy or calling in or manifesting that kind of energy. But there could just be this sense of just wanting to live, to experience life, to taste and to touch and to see and to feel, like everything, like all of it. So there's just a sense here of like experience, wanting. Oh, the candle went out. Like wanting experience, seeking experience, new experiences, like a new lease on life kind of energy, even. So, King of Wands also is very much a self-made man. His success has come to him through his own hard work, not because he's been given or handed anything. He's had to work his butt off for everything that he has. So some of you may feel like the fruits of your labor are beginning to pay off, even though you didn't have an easy break, even though you didn't have people handing things to you. You're like, okay, I'm coming into success. I'm coming up with solutions. And you may have somebody who's kind of taking you under their wing, showing you the ropes. You may be wanting to pay your success forward by taking somebody under your wing and showing them the ropes. There's a philanthropic element here to the King of Wands, so you might be wanting to do some kind of charity or some kind of mentoring in your community, or coming across somebody who's doing charity or mentoring that's very beneficial for you at this time. But lots of fire here. Next card coming up for the Aries collective is the moon. And this could be both Pisces and Cancer energies. You could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. That might be very significant for you. You may be having power struggles with this Pisces or Cancer. Um, but for me in my reading, okay, and one more thing. If you have Pisces or Cancer placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. But I do feel that if there's a Cancer element here, some of you may be having some kind of mirror element with a Cancer. But when I'm doing a reading and it's like a full moon or a new moon or a lunar eclipse and I get the moon card, it tells me that you're going to feel that particular moon cycle more deeply than you would typically feel moon energy. Some signs are not that sensitive to moon energy. Some people are not that sensitive to moon energy. But being that this is a new moon in Sagittarius and we're coming into Sagittarius season and you guys are a fire sign, I'm not an astrologer. I can't break down astrology. I can't give you astrological reasons as to why you may be feeling this full moon or this new moon more than other moon cycles, but I'm sure there's people out there that can break it down in the comments. I'm an intuitive. I read intuitively. My understanding of uh, astrology is very, very like a baby understanding of astrology. So I'm not even gonna pretend or put on airs here. But for some reason, I feel like you're feeling this moon cycle more than other cycles. And I feel here that I'm going to be very honest with you. There's this spry energy, this energetic energy, this like don't threaten me with a good time. I almost want to say like free and wild and rebellious aspect with the first two cards. But then the moon card is giving me a feeling in a sense that this might be a way that you're distracting yourself from some intrusive thoughts, or this might be your way of distracting yourself from having to really look at something that is scaring you or that you're worried about. And as we're coming into this new moon energy, it's going to be difficult for you to keep ignoring those fears. And like a common thing that has come up for the signs so far in the weekly forecasts I've been doing is that this new moon, energetically, from what I've seen sign after sign for everybody so far, is going to feel more like a full moon. A full moon is the time that we release. When that happens, because new moon is about new energy, new moon is about manifesting and calling things in. So when there's a new moon that's feeling like a full moon, it's because things are going to manifest so quickly that stuff is being pushed out of the way. Like, hurry up, get it out of the way because something new is coming. So, some of you are manifesting this power, this freedom, this, nobody tells me what to do. I live life in my way, in my rules. I'm in charge. I'm doing well. It's going well for me. You're manifesting this kind of life or this kind of energy. But with the moon card, you're going to have things coming to the surface that are being cleared to make way for this new shift or this like sense of being in control and like being in power. And so you're going to have to face some fears. You're going to have some fears coming to the surface. Some of you might even be looking into past life regression, or like trying to figure out like where certain phobias might come from. Some of you may have certain phobias that you're addressing. But I don't know why I just get this energy of like fear, like going from feeling really excited and really like, I don't care about anything, to just having these fears come to the surface. In fact, for me in my readings, when I have this pattern, major arcana, non-major arcana, major arcana, it gives me a feeling in a sense of like a bit of an emotional roller coaster, like highs and lows. So you may be feeling more emotional than usual. Your self-esteem may be fluctuating where it's really high, and then maybe even within a matter of minutes it's really low, and then it may be really back high up again. And I feel like this is because of the moon energy. So I do feel like it will balance out, it'll change. I don't feel like this is a phase or cycle that you're going to be in for a long time. I just feel like your emotions or your self-esteem may be a little up and down, fluctuating here in this new moon energy as things are being moved around and cleared to make room for things that you're manifesting. I do feel here with these two cards, you're manifesting a lot more physical intimacy, and not just a lot more physical intimacy, but physical intimacy with like passion. And again, for whatever reason, this is gonna bring certain things up that need to be released. So maybe you're scared of your own desires, or maybe there's things you're wanting to do that you find a little, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say taboo, but unconventional. Or you're like, I don't know if people are going to think I'm weird, but there's someone for everyone, and there's all kinds of communities and different things that people are into. And I don't know. I think it's probably more common than we realize. We just don't think certain things are common because we don't go around talking about it, right? But there are other people who like what you like. There are other people who are curious about what you're curious about. And some of you may be exploring that kind of stuff. Some of you may be delving into that kind of energy. The next card coming up here is the Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords can be victory in a situation, like finding a solution to a problem. It could be laying down like the ground rules, how we're going to move forward, how we're going to do things moving ahead. It is a card that comes up for me when there's a lot of clearing happening in the crown chakra. So crown chakra is where we process our thinking and our thoughts. And when I see the Ace of Swords, you're coming into a time where you're clearing away negative thinking, low self-esteem, limited thinking. You're seeing solutions where once all you saw were problems, and you're finding a more efficient way of doing things. And so with this new moon energy, that's feeling like a full moon with clearing, a lot of you are going to have clearing happening in the crown chakra. This could lead to increased intuition, and this could lead to like, how do I want to put this? Increased intuition. Sometimes when there's this kind of clearing or this kind of activation in the crown chakra and in the third eye, there could be like migraines or like pressure in the head. I have seen that happen. If it's something persistent, you may want to go get checked out, but you may be feeling migraines or like pressure in the sinuses as you're going through this crown chakra clearing. And a lot of the times when the crown chakra is clearing, it uh, starts to activate the third eye or like triggers the third eye a bit. That's why I'm bringing the third eye into it. It's just something that I've seen over time. So new solutions, new boundaries, facing fears coming up. But I'm going to be honest with you, Aries. I feel like this is fears or triggers in physical intimacy and in the bedroom that you are releasing. Okay? Maybe some of you are going to be doing some healing through physical intimacy and physical role play. I know that role play is something that some people might think is like weird or silly, but um it's just such a fascinating topic. If you read up about it and if you understand, like, you know, the way that it works or why certain people end up gravitating towards it, um, there could be a lot of healing, like just working through issues or working through things that we have a hard time talking about, or, you know, we have a hard time really reaching those certain corners in our psyche or in our emotions through therapy or talking to somebody, right? Um, there's a whole nother, I don't know, there's just things I won't get into, but some of you may be look, and that could be the Scorpio element, tapping into the Scorpio element, because Scorpios can do a lot of their healing through physical intimacy. If I say the word that starts with S and ends with X, um, YouTube will not circulate the video, and I want people to hear the message. So I'm not going to say the word, but there could be that some of you are tapping into Scorpio element. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Scorpio or being drawn to a Scorpio because of that dynamic of healing through the physical intimacy, feeling through the healing through the physical contact energy that Marvin Gaye sang about, right? And so I just feel that there's some kind of release and some kind of like activation here in the physical elements. And so you might even be feeling energy moving through the root chakra. You may feel the root chakra opening up or unblocking in this new moon energy. So interesting message for Aries. You may want to check out your moon, sun, and rising sign videos Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. There is a link in the description that will take you to the scheduling page, so you can check that out if you want to schedule a private reading with me. But also a link that'll take you to the weekly forecasts if you want to check out the other zodiac signs, and a link that will take you to the readings for November for love and romance. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my darlings.